Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of my lure fishing only account. The goal of this account is to reach 100% in the lure fishing skill and get some trophies on the way. In the last episode we managed to get to 57.5% lure fishing and made loads of money. This episode's goal is to catch some trophies and reach 60% lure fishing. This is for all my YouTube members. Make sure to join. Quick shopping trip. For the first spot we need some 3-way rig components. We are missing the Simmons Happy Hook size 1.0 and the Perfect Craw 3.5001. A lot of you guys have asked me over and over again, how do I switch the rig on my rod setup? So if you go to your rod setup menu and click up here, you can switch your rig and that is all you need to do. So this is my setup if you want to follow along, but just mind that you don't need the same kind of a setup. You can use something way weaker at this spot and you'll be fine. This is just something that I have, so might as well get some use out of it. And this time on Elk Lake, we are not going to fish on the shore, but we're actually going to rent a boat and go to the spot in the middle of a lake where we want to fish at. But first, let's buy a ticket so we can actually rent a boat for 24 hours. And every now and then, if you want to be extra safe, you can buy extra tickets because this ticket will run out after 24 hours and you'll be kicked off the lake, well, to the shoreline. And if you have something huge on, then you might be screwed. So might as well just get extra 1 or 2 tickets just to be safe. You know, I just realized I can't even use this rod for this fishing session because the test of this rod is too low for the weight that I bought. So I will go for my heavy rod instead of using this medium/light rod. The first spot I'm fishing at is at 116.87. We'll use retrieval speed 50 with shift for the lure, Texas Lures Perfect Craw 3.5001. So all I'm doing now is something that you've already learned before many times, is I'm just jigging the lure on the bottom. What that means is I'm reeling for a bit, then stopping for a bit and just repeating the same pattern all over and over again. And you should see on the bottom that it shows that the lure is touching the bottom or that the 3-way rig is activated. But the thing is, right now you can't see any of that. And something that I recently learned is that if the bottom is not flat, so if there's any bumps in the bottom of the lake, that means that you will not see that kind of an action indication down below. But that is also totally fine. You will still get your fish. And here we go. We have our first fish on. Don't know what it is, but it's not anything too big. It seems to be something quite small, to be honest, but it's our first fish, which marks that it is the beginning of this episode officially. And if it gives us some spin fishing percentage, and it does, no way, 57.7%. I have a feeling like we're gonna fly through this percentage today. Okay, jig step is active, that's good to see, but right now we are not even on the spot where we actually want to fish and catch some fish. We want to fish like 20 meters away from here to catch some bass, but oh, we have hooked into something massive. Is that a bass? It's not really running, so maybe it's a sander. Oh, sorry, not a sander, but a walleye or a catfish. Could be a catfish as well because this is like the deeper part of the lake. Let's see, just gotta wait for a bit. Yeah, I think it's a catfish. We should be able to drag it out pretty easily because this is quite a beefy setup and I don't think we have like a super massive catfish on the hook right now, but it doesn't want to surface, so that's something. Thankfully we hooked it right next to the boat, so maybe we can just you know, pull it up. Yeah, it's not trying to budge right now. We can see it's a catfish clearly, 20 centimeters under the water I think, but it's just not moving. Okay, it gave in a bit. Come on fish, you're right there. What are you doing? Why are you sitting on one spot, making me look like a fool? Okay, it's moving. Can I turn the head around? Yes I can, and here we go. That is my personal best catfish from this lake, 100%. 9.2 kilos and 4k EXP. Wow, that is a big channel catfish for me. And what do we have here? Is it the target species finally? It is. Smallmouth bass, 676 grams. That is exactly what I want to be catching over here, and that is exactly something that I don't actually want to catch over here. Seems like a small warmouth once again, and yeah, 80 grams. This is super tiny. We have another kitty on. This one is like super small compared to the first big one though, and it gave us spin fishing percentage, so this kitty is actually better than the big one. I take everything back that I said. This is an awesome catfish. Another big catfish I guess, and this one is actually running, so hopefully it doesn't spool us for too long and we can actually get it into the boat fairly easily, which by the look of it right now we can. Okay, that took a good turn. I was expecting to get spooled for the next 20 minutes, but hey, we're not gonna do that, which is super nice to see. And this fish is probably quite a lot smaller actually than the big one that we caught before. Maybe this is like half the size. It's still pulling quite hard, so I'm telling you, we got very lucky that we hooked that catfish like literally right next to the boat. Moment of truth. How big is this fish? Is this the same size? It doesn't look like it. Yeah, it's not. 6.3 kilos. That last one was like 9 kilos, the big one, I think. To be honest, money-wise not the best spot, but we made 82 silver and we got some valuable experience on this this map. I think it's time to find a new spot. This next spot is actually quite amazing. This was shown to me by Sky, so his YouTube is right here on the screen right now if you want to go and check out some of his videos. So the spot is at 124, 100, will use retrieval speed 25, and for the lure, spike it to 0.18. The thing is, actually, the retrieval speed doesn't play any role right now at all, so you can leave it at, I don't know, 1 or 50, doesn't really matter. I just put it to the middle, 25, why not? And you want to park your boat right over here where I have it, so make sure you have it on the same position next to these reeds, and then you cast out about 5 meters or until these reeds in front of you, and then you wait up to 10 seconds without reeling. Then you reel in like a centimeter, wait up to like 10 seconds once again, and just repeat the same process. What Sky told me is that actually on this map they changed some of the game mechanics, so even if the lure is on the bottom, it's actually a way of fishing over here on this map. So you can do that with spinners, which is absolutely insane, and you will see that the bite rate is pretty good. This is one of the coolest lure fishing spot finds that I've ever seen, so thank you very much, Sky. So let's see if we can actually hook into a fish over here, which I think it shouldn't be a problem. Let's see. I'm just waiting. The lure is just chilling on the bottom and we have a fish on. No way. It actually works. I was a bit skeptical about this spot, but look at this. We actually caught our first fish. Almost 200 gram white crappie. Not bad at all. We're just casting out, waiting, reeling in like a microscopic amount of line and just waiting once again. This is sick. This is kind of like AFK spin fishing, which is not a thing. Look at that bluegill with 320 grams. That's actually one of the better ones that I've caught from this lake, and I think this is also a good spot for a bluegill trophy because you can get some big ones over here. While we did some testing, I got some that were like over a kilo, and the trophy size isn't too far away from a kilo, so I think this is a good spot where you can actually catch some trophies. I feel like if you catch a fish that's like 75% of the trophy weight, that means that that spot could potentially hold some trophies as well, but that is just something that I've observed over the time. And by the way, the bluegill trophy size is 1.2 kilos if you were interested. Fishing over here with this method is just so cool. This is something new that I haven't done before and it's so exciting. We have a fish on again, and this is another bluegill by the looks of it. Not a bad one. That's actually even bigger. Okay, now let's wait for the trophy, I guess. The bite rate here is absolutely amazing. I just keep catching fish after fish, which is so good to see. And this is a nice gizzard chat, by the way. We keep catching different species as well, which is even better because then we can fill up more and more cafe orders on Elk Lake, because there's usually a lot of different cafe orders for quite small fish, and if we can do that, that's extra profit, and we definitely take that, and we need that. We need to go and get money to buy another caliber setup with the same sort of a rod that we have for trolling, and then we need to save up money for the Christmas event, because then everybody gets free premium, and that is when we want to go and start crafting lures. We just have to make enough money so we can use happy hour every single day until we have like 100% lure crafting if we want to go for 100%. Okay, that's quite a big fish actually. That is a nice one. Oh, look at that bluegill. That is a chunky one. Okay, I don't think this is a trophy, but this is definitely a big one. Yeah, 106 grams away from the trophy size. Not bad. This spot definitely has trophy potential. And what is this? Another massive bluegill. I guess the big ones are biting during the evening hours. Okay, so 2 grams away from the trophy size, huh? That's not very nice, game. Well, what is this? May I interest you in liking the video? I was also given some pretty useful information for the new players, so if you're new to the game, then there is a new reel called the Lacerti NG4000. It costs only 58 silver and another 58 silver to upgrade it into a 6.5 kilo friction reel, so 113 silver in total. The line capacity, with it being 4000 size reel, is incredible for how amazingly cheap it is. This reel could easily handle trophy pike or smaller salmon on Belaya, and is crazy good for early bream fishing since the small commons are not the problem with the 6.5 kilo strength reel. And you can use 29 drag on that reel, and then you can utilize all 6.5 kilos of strength. But if you go 30, you will break your reel because the mech doesn't upgrade and stays around 4 kilos. So please do not break your stuff. Where's my fish? I've been fishing here all night long, and it turns out that during the nighttime, oh, that's a decent fish. Turns out that during the nighttime, the bite rate isn't the best as expected, but it wasn't the worst. We actually caught a few fish. As you can see, the weather also not the best. But this red ear sunfish is extremely good, and I'll tell you now why. Because they actually give quite a bit of EXP, and also they are fairly expensive on the store when you sell them. So if you can find a spot where the red ear sunfish are active and you can target them specifically, you will make actually quite a lot of money. So good luck finding a spot like that. And that is a bluegill. I hoped it was going to be another red ear sunfish, but hey, bluegill also pretty good. I was able to fill the white crappie cafe order for 11 silver, bluegill order for 12 silver, and sell the rest of the keep net for 65 silver. So in total, we made 88 silver, which is not too bad. And I actually could have done a lot better, but I was a bit lazy. Now look at this. This is a different species that we haven't caught in a long time. A white crappie, 300 grams, and it also gave us some spin fishing percentage. This is good. We are just catching loads of different fish species over here, which means that we have a higher chance at actually getting some spin fishing percentage, and that is exactly what we want to get here. Whoa, okay, this fish is actually pulling quite hard. Will this be the bluegill trophy, or is it something else? Okay, this is not a bluegill trophy by the looks of it, because this looks like a white crappie. It's almost 700 grams. And it was pulling fairly hard. I would expect it to have way less strength because the trophy size is 1.35 kilos, so it was kind of halfway to the trophy size only. I can now imagine that the white crappie trophy actually pulls fairly hard. We have a fish on already. Yet again, another one, but this is a teeny tiny guy. 138 gram. I'm just waiting. I'm not doing anything. And we have a fish on. Once again, this is still amazing. I'm absolutely in love with this spot. But look at this. This is another big bluegill. We just got the big pro of the last one. Okay, now look at this beast. This has to be a bluegill trophy. There is no way that this isn't. I'm pretty sure that the model is even bigger than the last one that we caught that wasn't a trophy. So this is a good indication. Yeah, 1.202 kilos. So we only went 2 grams over the trophy size. Last time we were 2 grams under the trophy size. Game, you could have just evened it out and given me 2 trophies instead, but hey, I'll take this one. I'm not complaining. At least we have a trophy and I'm very happy about that. This is another trophy added to my collection. This is my 5th trophy and also my 4th new unique trophy. Here we go, 58.1%. That's not too bad. We are climbing the ladder towards 60%, and that is when we unlock the poppers, and I'm super excited to unlock those because we can get some big fish on poppers on Belaya and on some other maps in the future as well. It's time to print some money. I was able to fill a Warmouth Cafe order for 10 silver, White Crappie order for 11 silver, Bluegill order for 38 silver, another Bluegill order for 11 silver, and sell the rest of the keep net for 56 silver, which means in total we made 126 silver, and that is absolutely amazing for a spot that is almost fully AFK. No matter what, I never say no to free food. Well, I came to this spot to just test out if this perch spot is active. I'm using a jig rig, so the spot I'm fishing at is at 1868. I used retrieval speed 50, and for the lure, Redman tackles Tiny Fish 4001 with Berserk Hooks Avenger Jig Series 3. So all I do is, just like on the last map, I cast my rod in, reel for a bit, stop, and just repeat the same process. I think the best spot where to cast is just slightly after these branches, not like super far away. And by the way, right now the bite rate seems to be pretty okay. A very nice perch, 900 grams almost, and it seems like I'm catching fish every single cast. So let's see, can we actually snag a perch trophy from over here? That would be extra sick, just having another perch trophy to our name. Well, I guess you should ask and you should receive. This is a perch trophy. I just knew right away. 1.6 kilos, and it gave us 0.1% to our spin fishing skill tree. That is amazing. That is exactly what we needed. And this fish actually bit my lure almost like 3-4 meters away from the shore, so not so far away at all. And of course it bit my lure on the paws, so this is something that you would expect from the jig rig. Not too bad, 61 silver and another trophy added to our collection. Well, why do I have a feeling like this is not gonna go well? I just want to do 1 hour on quarry with these lures and see if we can catch anything cool or not. And what I'm doing right now is I'm casting out these rods with a clip 20, because some of you guys actually mentioned in the comments that some of these fish, the scared ones, you have to cast at least 20 meters away from the boat, otherwise they will be shy and not want to bite almost at all. So this is something that I'm doing right now. Like 84 years later, we actually have our first fish on, and it seems to be a fairly decent one. Don't know what it is. I'm having the fish on my medium setup, not the strongest setup. Actually pulling quite good, but I think it's not anything too big. It's not close to a trophy for sure, because those would be just spooling me. And this is a 3 kilo Arctic char. Definitely my new PB Arctic char. Super cool to see. Look at that tiny quarry char. This is not even a kilo, not even a marker, but hey, we take that. 42 silver. At least we made the money back for our boat ticket. which is, I guess, kind of good, but at the same time, Corey's dead right now with these lures. The next spot I'm fishing at is at 97,123. I will use a retrieval speed 20 and for the lure Satori 22 gram 009. You can actually use a different retrieval speed over here. I just went for 20 because it seems to work the best, but I saw people over here having some good luck with speed 15 as well. And we are here for the Atlantic salmon and also for the Ladoga salmon. But it looks like we have something pretty decent on the hook right now. Don't know what it is, but let's see in a second, I guess, because we are going to get this fish out of the water. We're using our best setup that we have, the caliber reel and also the Ventura rod, and this is making light work of this 4.5 kilo asp. Actually, this asp is pretty good because it gave us 7,000 EXP, and it's also going to be worth, I think, like 50 silver, so catching an asp like this is absolutely amazing. The asp trophy size is 8 kilos, so we went over half the trophy size, which is super nice to see. It means that if we actually get something that's around 6 kilos, this could be a potential asp trophy spot with the same lure, but I guess we'll have to see. We have to fish here for a couple of hours to really understand that. Right now we have another decent fish on. Don't know what it is. It could be the Atlantic salmon, the Ladoga salmon, which would be two of the best fish to catch over here, EXP wise and also money wise, but I guess let's see. And this is an Atlantic salmon. It also gives us some spin fishing percentage, 58.4%. We only need 1.6% to finish this episode's goal. This small Ladoga salmon gave us 0.2%. This is insane. We only need 1.4% now. If this is a Ladoga salmon, then this is our new personal best. I think it could be a Ladoga salmon or Atlantic salmon. It's not fighting like the asp. I don't know why, but the asp is kind of rushing around, but these salmon, none of them are really rushing around, which is a good indicator to see what kind of a fish you have on the hook right now. But they do hug the bottom fairly hard and they are hard to get out. But let's see, it should be very close to the surface now. Come on, show yourself. Yes, it is a Ladoga salmon, and this one is my personal best because the biggest I've had before is maybe 2 kilos, almost 5 kilos and 7,000 EXP once again. What a nice amount of EXP. So something that I wanted to also tell you guys is, while I reel in this absolute behemoth of a fish, is when I cast out, I cast with max strength as far as I can, and sometimes I let the lure drop at the beginning, sometimes I don't, and I still don't understand which one works the best. Like, I don't know where the fish are staying, if they're in top water or bottom water, because I'm either getting a bite or I'm not getting a bite. There's really no conclusions I can make and see which one works the best, but what I've done now is I just started reeling right away as my lure hits the water, and I don't let the lure fall down anywhere. But this fish, it also hit quite close to the surface, so it could be an asp. I guess they will bite everywhere. So let's see what it is. Well, this thing doesn't want to give up. It's been such a long time, but it's been a fun fight. And actually, I take my words back. These salmon, they are pretty rapid and aggressive when just, swimming around. And this is my new personal best Ladoga salmon. Look at the sheer size of this one. This is a chunker, yeah, 10 kilos. That is such a nice fish. 16,000 EXP as well. Wow. The Ladoga salmon trophy size is 14 kilos, so we weren't too far off the trophy. And I think this could be a potential trophy spot as well. But getting a Ladoga salmon trophy is very rare. Let's see, what do we have on now? Another nice salmon by the looks of it. We take these. We're gonna make so much money. This spot is just amazing. You cast in your spoon, just straight retrieve, no nitty gritty, and you make 234 silver. I love it. You know, when I was fishing with Belaya with the weak setup, I was like, holy asp, they are so strong, they're just ruining my day. And now, comparing asp to these Ladoga salmon, like pound by pound, kilo by kilo, and their strength, they are not as strong as Ladoga salmon. Ladoga salmon, they are so strong, at least just right now when fishing for them. And I don't know, if I would hook into one of those on a light setup, I would be in a world of trouble. We are getting a nice chunk of EXP from this fish once again, I think. We are currently level 21 and we are just tiny bit off from level 22, which should happen fairly soon because all of these fish to give so much EXP. I'm used to fishing for fish species that don't give a lot of EXP, but these, they are just totally different. You get a 4 kilo fish, it gives you like 7,000 EXP. It is nuts. Come on, fish, show yourself. What are you? A subscribe button? Is that it? A 5 kilo subscribe button. I didn't have a lot of time to fish over here, as you can see, only 30 minutes, and we still made 122 silver, which is absolutely amazing. Another pig on the hook. I wonder if this is gonna be Atlantic salmon or a Ladoga salmon. By the way, something that I didn't say before is that Atlantic salmon, their trophy size is so much bigger than the Ladoga salmon trophy. The Ladoga salmon trophy, as I said, is 14 kilos, but the Atlantic salmon trophy is 30 kilos. Just imagine sitting over here and reeling in a 30 kilo Atlantic salmon. Even though this is not going to be a 30 kilo Atlantic salmon, it's going to be a very nice Ladoga salmon. 7 kilos and then 1000 EXP. Wow. The bite rate over here definitely isn't the best, but it doesn't matter because all of the fish that you get are fairly big, they pay a lot of money and give you loads of EXP. So at the end of the day, it is definitely worth fishing over here. I don't know what I have on right now, but it seems like something fairly big. I think it's another Ladoga salmon because we've just had so many of them. And actually no like big Atlantic salmons in a very long time, which is quite odd. Look at that torpedo just swimming towards us. That is an Atlantic salmon, 8.3 kilos. I think this is the biggest one we've caught in this episode, but I might be making a mistake right now. Another one, 5.8 kilos. So close to another level. No matter what kind of a fish this is, if this is an asp, Ladoga or Atlantic salmon, this will get us to level 22. Just look at the way it's going. It's pulling us actually. This is the first fish that has pulled so hard, so it has to be the biggest fish that we caught over here, but I don't know what it could be. But this is absolute beast on the hook right now. A couple of hours of in-game time later, the fish is finally tired and ready to give up. So let's see what kind of a fish it is. I think it's an Atlantic salmon. Yes, it is. Look at that. That is definitely the biggest fish we've caught in this episode. Maybe the biggest fish ever that I have caught on this account. Oh yeah, it is 15.3 kilos and we got to level 22, which actually unlocks us a new water body, which we'll go and explore in the next episode. But in this episode, we're not gonna go there yet. So 305 silver for 29 fish. Not bad. Fun weight, 4 kilos, 440 grams. Another 171 silver added to the collection. We're just swimming in cash now. Oh, finally some percentage, 58.8%. It's been like 2 hours without getting any percentage while reeling in these huge, amazing fish. What's going on, game? But I mean, at least it's giving me some huge, amazing fish, just like this Ladoga salmon on the hook right now. Another 4 or 5 kilo fish, so much EXP. I don't really want to leave this spot. I just want to fish here for the next month. Like, I swear, I just want to grind this spot for as long as it's active. 4 kilos once again, so nice. Give me percentage, please. Yes, I actually did. Okay, I should ask more often, I guess. Well, I got 0.2%, but I actually forgot to record. Sorry. Let's make some more cash. 168 silver for another session. We are getting close to 2000 silver once again. These asp are coming in clutch, 59.2%. If I would catch this asp on Belaya, I would be cursed forever. 666 gram asp. And we have something huge on the hook once again. Come on, show yourself, fishy. Hopefully it's not the pike. Actually, I don't know why or what happened, but I've been catching quite a bit of pike over here at this spot now, as you've also seen from the fish market screens. I've gotten pike around 2 kilos, 1 kilos. I had one at 6 kilos. Oh, that's a big asp. 6.5 kilos, no. That is so close to the trophy. At least it gave us some spin fishing percentage and it's going to be worth so much money. But that is unexpected. Look at that Atlantic salmon. It's like a chop that's on PEDs. 0.2%? What? That's lucky. We only need 0.5% now to finish this episode. I was able to fill the Pike Cafe order for 93 silver and sell the rest of the keep net for 296 silver. So in total we made 389 silver. Not bad at all. This is absolutely amazing amount of money and it was worth saving that pike from our last hour. I'm back at this spot just to have some fun and maybe get another trophy. I really want to catch the trophy, but on Ladoga it wasn't happening, so maybe this is the spot that will give me another trophy to our collection. Or it could also do this and give us some spin fishing percentage. We only need 0.4% now, so we could be ending this episode within this keep net. Fishy, come on, bite. Actually, the bite rate has been pretty good right now in the morning hours. So, oh, that's a big fish. Is that a bluegill? Yes, it is. So it seems like the big bluegill are also biting in the morning hours. You can get trophies in mornings and evenings. Another big fish on. Okay, at least it put up a fair bit of resistance at the beginning, but not anymore. And this is no bluegill. This is another white crappie and a fairly nice one. Out of all of the fish, this one gives me spin fishing percentage, a 500 gram bluegill. All of those salmon, nice asp, no percentage, but this one, come on. Could this be another bluegill trophy? I can't see. Is this the new model or no? It looks fairly huge, but I think it's not. Yeah, so close once again. The bite rate has been good, but I wish we could catch more red ears because they pay so much more. If we keep catching bluegill at this size like we are right now, we're gonna be swimming in cash anyways. 59.8%. Yeah, with this gizzard chat. Okay, game. This is just getting out of hand now. Yes, let's go. This is the fish we want to catch. Radio sunfish. So much XP, like 660 XP for that tiny fish. This fish is fighting fairly hard. Is this another trophy bluegill? Let's see. Come on, show yourself, fish. Okay, it's not. It's a white crappie. Actually, white crappie, they do fight quite well. When I caught one in the US, it was like 13 inches or something like that. That was a fairly good fight. Get ready to make some money. Let's start with the cafe orders. Warmouth for 8 V-Bucks, white crappie for 38 V-Bucks, white crappie again for 10 V-Bucks, bluegill for 11 V-Bucks, and everything else for 71 V-Bucks, which means we made 138 V-Bucks. We can't buy anything for that. Before we get 60% in spent fishing, let's level up our lure crafting skill a bit. We're going to buy foam rubber and make foam rubber fish 001 until we hit 15%. That's actually not where we want to stop crafting these, but this is just a small side goal for this episode. So let's get that done quickly and then get our last 0.2% that we need. Another cool achievement. Nice. And here we go. 15.1%. Time to go fishing. And here we go. This asp got us to 60%, which means that we have reached this episode's goal and we can finally use popper lures, which will become handy, and we will test them out in the next episode. Let's sell all of our fish for a quick 55 silver. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Take care. Bye bye.